Hi everybody and welcome back to Kevin's Upfront Opinion today. So, I'm scrolling through social media, I'm doing a bit of TikTok, trying to make myself feel a bit younger because I'm getting old. And I've seen a lot of posts saying, do you agree Keir Starmer destroyed the UK? And I don't. And this is the reason why. I believed the UK was decimated before Keir Starmer came to power. Because the reality is, part of it started before Keir Starmer even became an MP. Probably even before he even considered becoming an MP. Okay. And I blame primarily three people that caused this. The first person was actually a Labour Prime Minister, which is Tony Blair. Tony Blair started it because the biggest talking point in the UK, as things stands, whether I want to admit it or not, is illegal migration. Now, Tony Blair started it by allowing freedom of movement and uncontrolled. Never asked the public, just went and did it. And people over the last 25 years or however long it is, a bit pissed. Then comes David Cameron. David Cameron could have been a great Prime Minister. He truly could have. But he was stupid. And when I say he was stupid, he went and made a promise which was completely idiotic. When he said, if you vote for me, I will give you a vote on leaving the EU. And it was the most stupid thing to do. Now, when I say it's the most stupid thing to do, I shouldn't actually say that. Because I'm a Conservative voter. I live in one of the safest seats in the south of England, which is the Gosport seat, which is held by Dame Caroline Diner. She's a lovely lady. Some people in this constituency absolutely despise her. Say she never does anything for the constituency. I'm not going to say that. I would say her hands are tied to a great degree. And unlike a lot of MPs, she does actually tell people what she's getting up to. Okay, that's my little ticket for her. Okay, so I hope you do forgive me, Caroline, for saying that. But she is quite a good MP, to be honest. Okay, so, and like her, she actually voted against Brexit. But I actually voted for Brexit. Now, David Cameron should have never stood down as Prime Minister. Whether he agreed with it or not, it's irrelevant. He had a job to do. Okay, so what happens? Let's forget about Theresa May. Don't blame her. Don't blame her for a single second. The person who's ignited it and caused the destruction of the UK is this one prime person. And everybody will say, oh, Boris is great. He's a good laugh. He's the kind of person you want to be going for a beer with. But I didn't want somebody to go for a beer with. I've got plenty of people I can go through my phone and phone up. But if I want to go for a beer and get pissed up and have a good old jolly, I can go and phone up. But I don't drink anymore. But I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. I want somebody who can lead. I want somebody who could make my life better, can make my kids' lives better, can make the country better. And did Boris Johnson do that? No, he didn't. He made all the promises and failed to deliver. And Boris Johnson is the one person that has failed this country the most of all. Whether you like to hear that or not, now, my father will tell you that he's the best peacetime Prime Minister the UK have ever had. He's not the best peacetime Prime Minister. He's probably the worst peacetime Prime Minister we've ever had. Even worse than Keir Starmer. I'm sorry to tell you that, but he is. He sold out the fishermen. Did an awful deal which didn't really benefit the UK. Promised that he's going to get all these trade deals. Never delivered on them. Had a ridiculous amount of sleaze, which he even tried to deny and went on. Did a bad job on Brexit. Did an awful job during COVID. And ended up getting booted out. Now, when you look at it, could he have done a better job? Yeah, he could have. He could have done a way better job, and there's no argument about it. Well, if you want to live your life in denial and say, "Oh no, he did the best he could," he didn't do the best job he could, because Boris Johnson is a bit like Nigel Farage, very good at, well, propaganda's the wrong word, but getting himself out there, because he's the kind of person that you want to go for a beer with or have a bit of a laugh with. And that's what he's very good at. But to be a prime minister and lead, no, he's not. So if you want to actually look at who destroyed the UK, there's only one person you need to look at. And it's not Keir Starmer. And Keir Starmer hasn't done a good job whilst he's been leader. He hasn't. If you look at the trade deal he's just done with India, sold out the British public. If you just take a look at income tax, what he's done with income tax in the last few months. If you look at the elderly, what he's done there. If you look at immigration, the numbers, I'm sorry, immigration numbers are going up. You don't have to take my word for it. Go on Home Office's own website and just search for small boat crossings. Go and add up the numbers from beginning of last year until this time last year to what it is now. Conservatives were doing better. And that's the other thing that can be thrown at Boris Johnson. The worst figures for illegal boat crossings, whether you like this or not, were under Boris Johnson. Not under Keir Starmer, not under Rishi Sunak, but under Boris Johnson's leadership. So no matter where you look, there are probably some things that Boris did that were wow and did good job at, but overall, he did a lousy job, and he is the person that is responsible for destroying this country, for the things that this country stands for. It is Boris Johnson. It's not Keir Starmer, and that's not because I'm a Keir Starmer lover, because I'm not. I'm not a Labour voter. I've voted Labour once in my life. Okay, and that was the year that Labour came to power, because I got mixed up in the Ferrari of need a change and all of this type of stuff. Never voted Labour ever since then. You know, that's what about 97, so I would have been about 19 at the time, 18, 19. I can't remember when the election is. So we'll say I was 18. Okay, that's the only time I voted Labour, so I'm not a supporter. But this channel's about honesty, and the honest opinion is the person that's to blame is Boris Johnson. So let us know in the comments down below what you think. If you don't agree, let us know. Okay, but for now, thanks for watching. And if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe as well.